Though the man's face was covered in mud and sand, he dared not wipe it off carelessly. He even breathed with extra caution, for behind him was a 100-meter abyss. A single misstep could mean a fatal fall, shattering his body upon impact. Despite his best efforts to cling to the soil, the nearly vertical cliff face could not support his weight. As he felt himself about to plunge into the abyss, he desperately grabbed at the soil and spread his legs wide, barely managing to save his life. But his strength was limited, and he could not hold on much longer. Death seemed to be the only outcome. At that moment, his cell phone in his backpack suddenly rang. The sound seemed to give him the courage to keep living. He decided to reach for his backpack, but as soon as his hand left the ground, his body began to slide uncontrollably. He had to use his fingertips to desperately cling to the cliff and pressed his face against the ground to increase friction. Only when his body stabilized did he dare to slowly reach for his backpack, carefully unzipping it. Soon, his hand was inside the backpack, but the next second, he had to give up on grabbing the phone and use all his strength to cling to the ground, though it seemed futile. Fortunately, in this critical moment, he tightly grasped the edge of the cliff, too frightened to make any significant movements, fearful that a careless move could lead to a fall. At that moment, he could only express his inner fear through his facial expressions. Hearing the sound of the waves behind him, he suddenly had an epiphany. After careful observation, he noticed that every time he counted to 8, the waves seemed to pause momentarily. Realizing this might be his only chance to survive, the man took the opportunity as he counted down to 8, and without hesitation, he jumped towards the cliff behind him.